Hi, this is Kathleen Harlick. I am current president of CIFA, Creative Floral Arrangers of the Americas. And this is one of a series of videos I am doing to, well, number one, try to keep myself busy during the pandemic, and two, to send out to the members to keep them and all of us interested in CIFA and our goals, and maybe to learn a little bit myself. I'm learning a great deal about how to video and how not to video. I think it's getting slightly better as I go along. Today I'm going to try to do a design in a frame with flowers I have actually purchased from Hawaii, these lovely anthurium. And this is a piece of cardboard palm that is from my garden. I have stuck it in there, I've wired it together because I don't want to have you watch me do all that stuff. So all I did was take anthuriums and place them in this and wire them so that I could put them into the container. What I'd like to do is, again, feature something that I absolutely love, and that is the acrylic ribbons that Tommy Rowland does at CIFA and sells them to us. And this one will want to go into this structure. It doesn't want to go. I'm going to make it go. So, if I can remember how it went, I've done this design before, and it actually won a nice big prize, and it won without the green anthurium. I had ordered the green anthurium, and it came, the box came and it had brown with green anthurium, and it just didn't quite do it, but it was still lovely. So, let's see. That sort of wraps around here. It gives us some back interest. It gives us some top to bottom interest. I'm not super happy with the cardboard palm that sticks out here. I'm going to try to trim it so that it's more vertical, because this container is quite vertical. This container is metal, and I bought it at CIFA years ago. I think, I'm not sure what designer did it, so I won't even say, but I love it. I've used it and used it and used it. The piece you see in here, I wanted to make something that would blend with the greens that I had in mind for this design. So I learned how to do alcohol ink on Yupo paper. So that's what this is, and I have made this colored Yupo paper and then laid it in here. And on the back I have Velcro, because I'm going to try to put this lighting in to make this a lighted design. So I'm going to trim this, and I have to trim it from the back because I know that you don't want to see my back. So let's see if we can do this. It's not easy. Anybody who wants to complain about this, I'm just going to say, I think you should do it yourself. Try it. It's not easy. I'm the videographer, I'm the lighting expert, I'm the trimmer, and I don't have, as I usually do, I have lovely ladies who help me, and I call them my Vanna. I don't have a Vanna here, so I have to do all of this by myself. Poor me. So let me come over here. I think I've got that problem done, that part done. And let's see if I can solve the problem over here as well. So I'm going to trim looking at the camera taking my picture, so I have a vague idea that it's getting it. I'm doing 2 at once, which is a little brave. But it's getting there. I design with a friend a great deal, Shirley Wigington, and she is so funny. She will look at my design, and she has her hands crossed across her chest, and she'll say, And then I'll change the design, and she kind of uncrosses her arms and looks at it again, and just smiles. And then I'll change it again and again, and finally she'll look at me and she'll say, it's getting better, meaning that it's really good. So I just love to work with her. She's brilliant and been a good friend. And I suggest working with a friend if possible, because I find that what I don't think of, someone else can and does. And together you can usually come up with something really slick. So, especially if they have some design ability. So I think that's better. Let's see if you can see it without me there. I think it is. I'm thinking of, and let me take a flower and show you what I have in mind. Taking one more anthurium and laying it in here to get some other, I think I might do it, some other coverage here for the container. Right now the container is about the same size as the floral piece, and I'm not quite happy with that. I like to see a little different size. So I might wire this in later, and what I have are these battery operated lights, and they do go underwater. This bit goes underwater. You can't put this bit underwater. But I'm very cautious about them because I label them with their color. Because when you put them into a container to save them, you don't really know what color they are until you put batteries in. And of course you don't store them with batteries in because they'll leak and ruin the whole thing. And I've done it all. So let me see if I can get, these are green lights, and they have a green glow to them, and I'm going to turn them off. I have Velcro on the back of this, I have Velcro on the back of this, and hopefully when I do the whole thing I will be able to Velcro it. So, I'm turning them off, I said, okay. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to get them in here. Let them get in there. Come on, I want you all the way down there. All the way down there. Come on, sweetie. So I'm going to try to get them in the container to light the container up, which will be pretty. And I'm going to try to get them to go throughout the design, because when you have a lighted design, you want the lights to be incorporated into the design, not just hanging out there. So let me see if I can get that in further. And of course, if I were doing this for real, this is for real, if I were doing this in a show, I would spend forever making sure it was absolutely perfect. And of course it never is, but you try. So I've got some in there. Let's see if it's acceptable. And let me now try to get some of this lighting throughout the design and work it through. And I think that's that's probably picking up the phone. My husband's on the phone. But you know what? This is the pandemic, and of course everything's going wrong here. The sprinkler men came and they cut the cable for the phone, and then the phone men came and they cut the cable for the cable vision. So now we're trying to get internet and cable back. So that's what he's on the phone trying to do. And that's the way we spend our lives these days. Everything goes wrong, I think. I'm sure it happens with everybody. So I'm still working on these lights, and I might just continue to work, cut the video off so you don't have to watch me suffer. Okay, I'm back, and I have adjusted a couple of things on this, and I have finished adding the lights, and I'll put them on. And hopefully you can see the lighting, the illumination that goes into the container, comes up through the design. It's in the back, it's in the front, and it is integrated into the design. One of the most important things is your line, as I have mentioned before, and you have I think, a lovely line formed by this ribbon, the acrylic ribbon that runs through the design, and this picks up the color and again brings your eye back up in through the design, and even this continues the line, and hopefully you come back down into the design. So what I'm going to do is take a better shot of this for you, bring the camera up closer, and I will include at the end a shot of my design that I did in a show that had the other anthurium in it, brown and yellow, brown and green anthurium. They were quite lovely, but it did come out a little dark. I think this is probably a better presentation. I decided not to add this extra flower, although you might choose to. I don't think it needs it. I have to really look and see, but it could use it, but I think it's making it a bit heavy. So I'm going to leave it out and call it done at that point. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you try some of it. These lights are available online. I have used, let me see what else, Velcro that you can buy anywhere. The tape Velcro, and the wiring I used, again, my favorite wire, which can't be seen, but if it has the ability to actually peek out there and be seen, it's pretty, it's lovely. It's this this beautiful wire that I'm sure SIFA will be selling. It's called bullion wire, B-U-L-L-I-O-N. It is available online, but not in a lot of colors. So I'm hoping that SIFA will pick it up and have it available for you at the 2022 seminar. So I'll see you then, but I will finish this video and hopefully do another one very soon. I'm taking a picture of or video of the actual finished design, and I will add it to the end of this video, as well as a still of the one that I mentioned.